What's up, guys? Are you new to streaming on Twitch? Are you struggling to hit affiliate? Are you looking for a community where you can build real connections instead of just follow for follow? Hit me up in the comments. Stop by one of my streams. I'd love for you to meet the congregation. What's up, guys? I'm the Holy Man. You can call me Holy. Yo, put on a headset. They won't know you're a streamer. And I'm here to share tips and make friends. Nice to Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome on in to episode 3 of Holy's Confessionals. Please let me know if you hear any kind of echoes, if you hear music too loud, too quiet, you hear me too quiet, too loud, whatever it happens to be. Please let me know what's going on. How are your ears? How are your minds? It's good to see you all. What's happening? How is our Thursday? I cannot believe it's not Friday yet, and I can't wait for Friday this week. So tonight we have one guest, and it is someone who is a member of the congregation that I want you guys to get to know a little bit better. This dude is all over the place. You'll see him in many streams. He's got a great personality. He's funny as shit. So let's bring on Goody Games right now.
What is up, everybody? How are we doing today?
I almost feel like the music might be just a smidge too loud. That's all right.
Maybe
we'll drop it down just a little bit. And you know what? Just so we don't get... I don't think we got an echo. We don't have an echo in here, do we?
I don't hear one personally.
Okay. Good. That's good to know. Because I really do not want to vibe with my headset right now. Really don't. It's just warm in here, man.
I get
He
it.
looks comfy, doesn't he? He looks so freaking comfortable. It's unbelievable, man.
Oh, I'm chilling.
Goody's my type of people. He reminded me that today is National Beer Day.
Cheers.
So if you guys have your own cold one, crack it open and have a sip with us.
Hi, boob.
I was gonna say, everybody's saying hello already. Everyone's saying hello already. So, I mean, you're part of the reason that I decided to start this talk show. You and Jay Mills.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been wanting to branch off of my other podcast and do my own show for a while now because I want to talk more streaming. I want to get more into the gaming side of things with it, and we just didn't do enough of it over on Nonsense and Deep Thoughts.
Yeah, I get that.
We do it once in a while, but it's not like our main thing, you know? Phoenix. How could you, Phoenix? Let me tell you, this one right here, Yingling, it's the beer of champs, baby.
Yeah, that's some good shit right there. I
That's
just
so
had
good.
some basic Miller Lite.
But yeah, like, so when you guys had me on your show, it really kind of pushed me. It pushed me to want to do it. So, and the question about, I don't remember if it was you or someone that was in the chat, said, what would you do once you hit partner? Like, what would you want to accomplish with it? And my thought was, well, if I ever hit that, pipe dream, first off, for a full-time worker and a dad. But if I ever did hit that, my thought was, you know, I want to lift everybody else up in the community with me. So I got to thinking, and I'm like, why not start that right now? You know, I wanted to do my own talk show or podcast. I wanted it to be about streaming. I want to be able to help people. So let's throw it all together and get it going. That's what I figured.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm super happy that we motivated you to do this.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, thank you for that. I can't stand that yeast taste, Phoenix says about beer. Oh, it's so good. But you know what's? I will say I can't do IPAs.
I
I think
can once in a
IPAs are
while.
they're just too bitter for me. Too hoppy. I don't like it.
Yeah, they're very hoppy.
So, in the spirit of getting to know you a little bit, Goody,
Okay.
why don't you tell everybody what you do on Twitch? Like, what's your forte? What's your niche? Do you have a niche? Do you go all over the place? What's up? What do you do?
Okay. Well, I think the main thing, especially lately, I've been doing on Twitch is our podcast, J Mills and I. That's the thing that excites me the most every week. That's what I look forward to. But I'm all over the place, to be honest. I love to play Apex or Call of Duty. I was on the Elden Ring hype there for a little bit when it first came out. That was a lot of fun. I'm a social gamer, so I'll stream pretty much anything. I just like to play with the people I enjoy playing with, to be honest.
Yeah. And guys, any of you in chat, if you have a specific question for our man Goody here, make sure you drop it. As always, we will bring it up and put the little bubble right up there on the screen so we don't forget. And I hope you guys come up with a lot of good questions for this guy, because I want to get behind in chat again. Yeah, so
I'm ready.
That's kind of been my thing the last 2 weeks, where I get behind in chat, but that's with good reason. It's because I want to get to every single question.
Yeah, for sure.
There's good reason behind it. I had something in my mind. And I lost it because I got sidetracked.
That's all right.
Holy crap! Where'd I go here? So your talk show. What's your talk show about? I mean, okay. I know what it's about, but for those who don't know, what do you discuss in your podcast?
Okay, so for anything or for anybody that doesn't know, J Mills and I, which J Mills is also another member of the congregation in some other Discords, we run a podcast every Sunday around 6 p.m. Eastern time. I am a sports fanatic. I love sports. I can tell you pretty much anything you want to know about football, UFC, basketball for the most part. I'm not huge into baseball, but I can talk about it here and there. And then Mills is a very, very intelligent man and can pretty much tell you anything you need to know about a PC, whether that be a problem you're having or if you're even just looking to build a PC, he will be able to guide you in the direction that you need to be guided to. So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
We are like the same people. We're like, oh wait, sorry. So I'm gonna put this one up here, but I want to ask my own first before I forget, because I'm an old man. But what I wanted to ask you was, how did you and J Mills get together with this podcast and decide, let's throw sports and tech talk together? What made you decide to put the two together?
Okay. So I actually came up with the idea, and I came up with the idea because I always talk about sports. It's just what I do. I love sports. And Mills doesn't know much about sports. And then Mills, he's always very helpful with technology, and I've personally learned quite a bit from him, and he's helped me with quite a bit. So I was telling him I feel like we should start this podcast, and I will teach you about sports, and he will teach me about tech. So that's
it was more about teaching each other than about teaching the people who joined in.
To an extent, but we're also there to help out everyone else as well, and
of course,
to give everyone the information.
All right. So now we'll move on to the question from Fire. He said, "What was the spark that made you start your podcast?"
Okay. Well, I watch quite a few podcasts personally, and I've always been a fan and wanted to kind of try it out myself. Eventually, I actually had a podcast before Specs in Sports. It was called The Gork Show, and I started it with another friend. He wasn't a very social person. He didn't really like sitting there and just talking without like a video game or something going on. So he ended up not wanting to do it anymore. But we had Mills on there a few times, and I was already friends with Mills, and he talks really well. So I thought it would be a really good idea if him and I continued the podcast, but like rebranded basically. So that's what we did. And honestly, since we started that, I feel like we've taken it a lot further than what it started out as
Yeah,
when it was the work show.
so how far into this show are you? How long have you been doing this for?
I believe we're right around 6 or 7 weeks in.
6 or 7 weeks in. Do you ever go back and listen to your first episodes and try to see how far it's come already in that short amount of time?
Occasionally, I listen to our show pretty much the next day, almost every time. I just like to hear what we talked about and make sure the flow of things went well, and just kind of give myself things to build on.
That's good. I'm the same way, man. Like, I've got 44 episodes now of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. I've been doing it for a little over a year, almost a year and a half now, actually. And every time I post it up, I start listening almost immediately. And I'll listen to it like 2 more times throughout the week. And it's not at all because I like to hear my own voice, because I absolutely hate it. And I'm pretty sure most people hate the sound of their own voice when you listen.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's important. It's important with streaming. It's important with podcasting, because you want to go back and you want to listen because you want to take notes.
Yep,
You want to see where you can improve. Like, if you really enjoy what it is you're doing, if you enjoy podcasting, if you enjoy streaming on Twitch, you want to master the craft. And if you want to master the craft, you got to take the time to go back and listen or watch and see where you can make improvements.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
I try to get my buddy Clutch to go back and listen all the time, and I tell him the same thing. And he's just like, "Oh, I hate listening to my own voice. I don't listen to him over." I'm like, "Man, you've got to. You got to listen. You got to see what it sounds like."
Yeah, I will literally wake up in the morning the next morning, drive to work, and have it playing the whole time I'm driving to work.
Yeah, I do the same thing, man, because I do a lot of driving for work too. So, and to be honest, I'll probably throw this up on Spotify right afterwards. I'll edit it a little bit, basically for sound quality. Then I'll throw it up after the stream. And tomorrow when I'm at work driving around, bet your sweet ass I'm listening to it. Because for how long I've been doing the podcast thing for, I still make a lot of mistakes.
Oh,
And
I do too.
when I went back and listened to the first episode of Holy's Confessionals, I thought to myself, wow, I use interjections a lot. Like, I say or a lot. So I'm trying to be more conscious of that. So, From Fire, what is your next step for your podcast? Both of you, since you both have one. I'll let you go first, Goody, since you're the man of the hour.
Okay. Well, my next step for the podcast is Mills and I are really going to push to get it on other platforms such as Spotify and iTunes and things like that. Just that way it's a little bit more accessible for people who can't tune in live and don't want to go to Twitch and play the whole thing on there, or if they don't have like YouTube, or which, I mean, I think most people have YouTube, but a lot of people also don't know it's on YouTube. So that's another thing, making it more known of the platforms that it is on. I think that's our next step for sure, is getting it out there more and expanding it.
That's good. See, and I'm an audio listener myself. Like, I love listening to podcasts, and it's really become more of a thing. See, I did the thing again. But it's become more of a thing since I started driving for my job. Like, I was a driver for my last job. I was a delivery driver. Now I just drive to job sites. I go to homes to service and repair generators. So I'm on the road a lot. So I listen a lot. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like that, because not everybody can catch you when you're live. And if they can't catch you when you're live, they either have to turn to a VOD, which not everybody can. Like, if they're in the car, they're not going to throw a VOD on.
Right.
Well, some people might. But having that audio option is really nice. Like, I have not gotten a ton of plays on the audio versions of Holy's Confessionals already, but it's in the double digits. So I know enough people missed it and wanted to listen to it that they went to Spotify, found it, and started listening. Which, by the way, everybody, if you do happen to listen to Holy's Confessionals on Spotify, please leave a review. That helps tremendously. Make sure you leave 5 stars, because it's absolutely amazing. We all know that. Just kidding. Leave an honest review on Spotify. It definitely helps out.
Yep, everyone leave 5 stars. Do it. You got to.
Right? So I guess I'll have to answer the same question. So I have 2 podcasts. So I am not canceling the first one. We have been on a little bit of a hiatus. It's been tough getting our schedules aligned. Justin and I are on opposite weekends. He works strange shifts, so we don't get together as often as we did. We used to get together every Saturday. That was our show. Every Saturday afternoon around 3 p.m. we'd record. It would be live by 6 or 7 p.m. Good to go. But things change. Now we're on different shifts, so it's been tough. So once we figure it out, which I think we finally figured it out as of this week, we're going to get back to it and get on the grind. And basically, Nonsense and Deep Thoughts is just a bullshit session. It's just my best friend and I sitting down and bullshitting about whatever happens to go on that week. So my plan for that one is to just get it sorted out to where we can get content out every week and just have fun with it. This podcast / talk show, whatever you want to call it, my hopes for this is to just keep it going every week to where we get more and more people coming in and we just blend communities together. I know I've said it before, but my ultimate goal for this show is to have people from our community on each week and to get another person from outside our community on each week. I really have to get better on the scheduling part of it. But what I want to happen is for you guys to meet new people from other communities and just have everybody grow all together. That's the overall plan. We'll see if it works out. All right. So this one here from Red Phoenix, the lovely Red Phoenix. Thank you for hopping in. Thank you for staying awake for us. For being someone who doesn't listen to podcasts, how do you teach to those who don't tend to turn to podcasts?
Okay.
What you got?
Well, personally, myself and Mills, we try to stay pretty active in all of the Discord communities we're in, such as the Congregation and Allie's Discord and things like that. We try to help as many people as we can if they have tech questions, because if Mills isn't available, I've learned quite a bit. I can help out as well to an extent. And then we pretty much just try to be there for everyone, honestly.
Gotcha. See, I had a feeling that's what you meant, Phoenix. I really did. And I should have read it like that, but I wanted to read the original just because. But I thought you meant reach. How do you reach to those who don't tend to turn to podcasts? I have the experience with both, so I'll try to look at it from different perspectives. With my original show, it was originally a podcast, a true podcast where we record and then we post it up, right? So there's no live interaction at all. So what we ended up doing was we did do a few episodes live to try to let people know what it was like. So we did a few TikTok lives, and then a few times we went live on Justin's Twitch channel over at Clutch Killer 16, and like once maybe we went live on mine. And that was literally just from a phone, you guys seeing us here in my room recording live. That's all it was. But what I want to do more of, and I used to do it for Nonsense and Deep Thoughts, what I want to do more of is, especially now that I have the video capabilities, I want to take short little clips. I want to make short little clips, 2 to 3 minute clips from the show and post them to social media. This way you get a visual, you put a face to the voice, and it gives people a little preview of your content, so that if they're not normally into audio talk shows, audio podcasts, that might turn them on to the idea. Because while you might think to yourself, I really don't want to listen to an audio talk show. I don't really drive much. There's really no situations where I do. I would say, why not listen to it while you're walking around your house cleaning, doing stuff around the house, working on editing some videos? Why not listen to it then? There's plenty of opportunities to try it out. And if you get these short little clips, maybe you're enticed. Maybe you'll try it out. That's all I can hope. How are we doing tonight, Pocket Troll? Welcome in. It's nice to see you. We are chatting with Goody Games99 from Twitch. Hey, Goody, you have some special streams coming up soon.
I do have some special streams coming up. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I want you to tell us all about that, and I'm probably gonna have you do it another time or two before the end of the stream.
That is totally okay. Okay, so this Saturday, around 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be live with my wife and I's gender reveal. It is our first child. We have no idea what we're having. Only literally one person in the world knows what we're having right now, and it's my boss, which we chose her because we didn't want to choose any family and then, oh, well, they get to know, why don't we get to know,
Have
type
someone
thing.
spill the beans, right?
Yep. So we chose her. She's been amazing. She's doing a ton of stuff for us. She's awesome. So I really appreciate her, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Mills is actually coming down also, and he's going to be the one streaming our gender reveal for us. He's going to be doing it right on my Twitch. It's also going to be on YouTube and Facebook. So if you guys can make it out, we would definitely appreciate it. By the way, what do you guys think my wife and I are going to have? Team boy or team girl? Let us know.
Drop it in chat, everybody. Team boy, team girl. What's Goody having? I'm gonna go with boy. I think
I'm
you're having
team boy as well.
That's exciting, man.
I'm super excited.
Your first child. Like, how about jitters? Do you have any jitters? You a little nervous about it?
To an extent, yeah, but I feel like it hasn't set in quite yet. I think when it gets closer to time to pop, I think that's when I'm really gonna be like, oh, this is really happening. Like, I'm gonna be a dad.
Hey, Wildish Mama, you're not lurking while playing Apex with me. I think you're playing Apex with the gamer mom. She's such a weirdo. Hallie Cat says, I'm hoping a girl, but I have a feeling it's a boy.
That's literally exactly what my wife is saying.
Yeah. You know what, though? It's usually... The women have an intuition about these things. My wife was right both times. She just happened to know.
So, okay, my wife has had multiple dreams that she was giving birth to a boy. So that's why she is positive we're having a boy.
Could be. Dude, and you're right that that nervousness might sink in a little bit closer to the day. But I'm sure everyone will tell you the same thing that I'm about to tell you. Once that baby's here, it's all gone. Everything becomes instinct, I think. That's how it was with me anyway. Everything just kind of became instinct. You can't really... I mean, there's all these books out there about parenting, but they can only help you so much.
Right.
Like, every kid is different. Every single kid is different. Every family's different. Every situation's different. There's really no one way to do it. Just make sure you strap the kid into their baby seat properly. That's all. Oh, Red Phoenix. Whoa.
There is a registry set up. I can get that sent to Holy, and we can get that posted in the congregation.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Where could we put that? I guess for now we can drop it into other promo. I don't really know what other section we could drop it in, and then I will tag everybody for that. Because
awesome. I really appreciate that.
First kid is a really big thing. That's really exciting. I love it. I'm happy for you, dude. I really am. Oh, big question, I think. Big question. Are you going to be a north of the equator guy or a south of the equator guy? How much are you going to watch?
I'm going to watch everything, honestly.
Good man. I did the same thing, and when I told people that that's what I was doing, they're like, dude, you're crazy. Why would you want to see that? You're never going to... They're like, you're never going to look at your wife the same again. I was like, stop it. It's a fucking beautiful moment, man. It's incredible. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to have a newfound respect for your woman when that happens.
Oh, I guarantee
you're going to see all that shit stretch in ways that, it really shouldn't. And you're going to see that baby come out. You're going to be fucking amazed, dude. You're going to be amazed. But it's cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And then the other stream that I have coming up is also Saturday. It's going to be a little bit later in the night, though. Mills is going to stay at my house, and we're going to do our podcast live in person Saturday night. We're also So we're gonna do it a little different. There's a UFC pay-per-view. So him and I are going to watch that, so he can ask me questions while we watch it, and then we're also gonna do the podcast as normal and talk about whatever we have to talk about. So he's gonna cover his tech things. I'm gonna cover some other sports stuff, but we're gonna be watching UFC, so Mills can actively ask questions, and I can actively teach him and anyone else.
So that's going to be live while you're live.
It is.
That's dope. That's a really cool idea. Almost like a live fight night. That's pretty neat. I dig it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fight companion type thing.
I like it. So, well, I was going somewhere with this. I know I was going somewhere with this. My brain's just shot. I don't know what's happening to me anymore, guys. It's absolutely wild. Oh, yeah. I did know where I was going with this because I had some sports on the mind. I was gonna say I'm kind of sad that you're not big into baseball.
Yeah, I've never been big into baseball. I'll be honest. I never played baseball.
Oh no?
No.
What'd you play?
Okay, I've played baseball like in backyards and stuff, but I never played like competitively. I was a football player. I power lifted, and I golfed. I was a 4-year varsity golfer.
Really? Dude, I like those odd combinations right there.
Yep.
The big boy playing golf. I love to see it, man.
Senior year, we actually won a pretty big tournament. The golf team.
Dude, dope. I can crush the ball a mile off the tee, but I have a wicked slice.
That's most people's problem, to be honest.
Yep. I've tried to work on it before, but I haven't golfed in quite a while, so I never really did it often anyway.
Yeah, and that's right there. It's hard to learn on the fly when you're not consistently trying to correct it or learning to correct it.
Well, my biggest problem was being a baseball player.
Yep, that's
a baseball player's transition to golf is tough.
A lot of my friends played baseball and they golf, and we golf pretty much at least once a week, so they've came a long way.
Nice.
But when they first started out, yeah, you could definitely tell they were baseball players.
Yeah. The swing is so different, and I think that's where my slice came from. Oh my god. But yeah, so back to the baseball thing. I was gonna say I actually had a comment about baseball because I am a baseball fan. I've just been a terrible sports fan this past year. I've just not really been into it for some reason or another. I mean, it sucks not having live TV, so I can't really keep up with it all that well. But I'm an Atlanta Braves fan, and I saw the starting lineup for today, and I got a little bit sad because Freddie Freeman is no longer in Atlanta. And to me, he was the next Chipper Jones. I know you're not a baseball fan, but do you know that name at all, Chipper Jones?
No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
He was the third baseman for the Atlanta Braves, and he was a lifetime player in Atlanta. He was there his whole career.
Okay.
And Freddie Freeman started out there, and I think he's gone, I want to say 10 years in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
We won the World Series last year, and then that was it. He's done. He just went to the Dodgers this year. So I'm very sad.
Yep, I don't know much about baseball, but I can hold a conversation about it.
So give us all right. I was gonna say give us some news on the college basketball tournament, which is now over. Yeah.
Yes,
That's all finished up. And I wanted you to tell us about your bracket that you posted in the Discord because I forgot to check it. And I forgot this past weekend was the last weekend. And I wanted to know who had the best bracket because this year was a bracket buster for sure.
It really was. Okay. So I did post the March Madness brackets in the Discord. Didn't get many people to play. We had a decent turnout though. There was 5 of us all together. So we all didn't do great, to be honest. Holy and I actually took first and second.
Woo. Who was what? Was I second?
You were second. I was first with 10 more points than you. I had 710 points. You had 700 points.
I wasn't bad though for not following basketball all year.
Yep. And we we actually both had a chance to score a lot higher because we both had a team that could have made the finals, and they both lost in the final four. I
Yeah,
had
Duke, man.
Yep, you had Duke going, and I had Villanova going.
Yeah. Did I have Kansas in the No, I didn't have Kansas in the championship. Did I? I don't remember.
You had.
Thank you, Jordan Lull, for that subscription. You are an amazing person. There you go. I don't even have to. Fire's still here. Beautiful. Thank you for that shout out, Fire. Jordan Lull is a member of BCMG, guys. He is a member of the Blue Collar Media Group. Make sure you go check him out. He is a great dude, great streamer, and he's fairly local to me. But yeah, make sure you check that dude out. Also, make sure y'all check out this guy right here, Goody _Games99 on Twitch. Check out his
that
gameplay.
Guy sucks.
Check out his podcast. All that good shit.
You had Arizona, by the way.
Arizona, okay. Here's one for you from Red Phoenix.
Okay.
Do you ever talk about NASCAR in your pod?
I have not talked about NASCAR. I don't keep up with NASCAR, to be honest. I watch it from time to time, but I don't keep up with it enough to go over things that are happening weekly. I wouldn't be against talking about NASCAR. Like, if someone in the chat brought it up, I would do a quick search and find out anything I needed to know for them.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I even thought about NASCAR. Like, when I was a kid, I tried to pick a favorite for every sport, including NASCAR. And when I was a kid, for some reason, my favorite NASCAR driver was Rusty Wallace. No particular reason. It might have been because his name was Rusty. Might have been because he drove a car that was sponsored by beer. Miller Lite, wasn't it? I believe he drove a Miller Lite car.
I believe you are correct, sir.
But yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time since I watched anything NASCAR, for sure.
When I was younger, my favorite, number 3, forever in our hearts.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, when Dale Earnhardt crashed. Like, that was pretty crazy. Not something you hear about all the time. And it's crazy to me because when you talk to most NASCAR fans, they'll tell you, "Oh, the wrecks are my favorite part."
Yeah, and it's
that's always confused me. Like, how are the wrecks your favorite part? Especially if you're a lifelong NASCAR fan, you know what happened to Dale Sr.
Yeah, for sure. People can get seriously hurt, if not killed.
Yeah.
And people go around like, "Oh, we just watched it for the crashes."
It's always been wild to me. Phoenix, do you watch NASCAR for the crashes? Please tell me no. Please tell me no. So I had Duke in the championship because I really thought they were going to do the I don't want to say Cinderella thing because they weren't a Cinderella team, but like a fairy tale ending for Coach K.
Yeah, and I would not have been surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, when they lost to North Carolina, I was a little surprised by that. Also, I wasn't used to seeing North Carolina with a lower seed like that. They were an 8 seed, were they not?
Yep, they were 8 seed.
And Duke was 2?
Duke
or
was
were they
2.
1?
Nope,
they were 2.
I believe they were 2, yes.
No, I watched because of the hubby, Phoenix says. Got you. Well, because of the hubby, but, I mean, you knew what Rusty Wallace's car was, so you must be into it a little bit by yourself. Do you ever watch on race day when he's not around? Curious to know that. So what was the most
curious too.
What was the most surprising part of the NCAA tournament for you?
I'm gonna have to look
I was gonna say,
this is because there's been
always something crazy that happens. Wasn't there a lower seed, like a 15 seed that won a couple games, got to the Sweet 16?
Yep, it was Kentucky getting put out by St. Peter's in the first round.
That's it. I knew something crazy happened. I couldn't remember who got beat though and who the team was. But you get that almost every year, don't you?
Either. Yeah, almost every year. There's always one team that shocks the world.
Yeah. No, I don't watch it unless he's around. I don't do TV really, she says. Baby Jelly says, I watch F1 racing thanks to Netflix. Do you really? See, now, I think I could get into F1 racing a little bit more than NASCAR. Like NASCAR is a lot of just, left turns. He's making a left turn. But F1, it's like the tracks are a lot different, So I feel like I'd get more into that because it's a little crazier to watch. Like rally racing too. Rally racing is something else to watch.
Oh yeah.
But I just don't do a lot of racing. I don't watch a lot of racing. Now I was in Baby Jelly's stream the other day, and she was playing Forza, right? You were playing Forza Horizon. Forza or Horizon, are they the same game? Or am I? No, it is.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. See, I get confused because I'm not an Xbox person. I don't have these games. But I was watching her play that, and I was like, man, it's been a while since I played one. But I have Need for Speed Heat, and that one's a lot of fun. So aside from your talk show, your podcast, what's your favorite game to play? What's your favorite game to play or stream?
That's a tough one. I'm pretty inconsistent, to be honest.
To me, you seem like a COD guy.
I'm either a Apex or a COD guy, and it really depends on the mood.
Really?
I honestly, before I got into the communities and started playing COD with some of the people in the communities, I hadn't played COD in probably well over a year.
Yeah.
I was pretty much strictly Apex, or playing other things. And then I started playing with some people in the community, and I just kind of grew that bond back with COD. Fell back in love with it a little bit.
I have such a hard time with Call of Duty. Like I feel like I don't even stand a chance most days. Like there's just so many high points that someone could just snipe you from, and there's still so much cheating in it. It's insane to see all the videos of the people with their aimbots and shit. It kind of scares me away from it. The thing I always say about Apex is, at least with Apex, you feel like you have a chance in a fight. Like the only thing that's going to drop you in one shot is a Kraber headshot.
Yep.
And that's a care package weapon. That's not something that everybody runs around with.
Right.
Like if you get shot from behind, you can always attempt to take cover and get back into the fight. There's always an opportunity, at least. And the gameplay is a lot faster. Now, I know to each their own. Everybody loves their own thing, and that's perfectly fine. I am all right with watching people play COD because I watch in amazement. I'm like, what? How? Why? Because I dropped in, I re-downloaded it and dropped in a few weeks ago. And when I did, I got smoked immediately. Second match, I dropped in, grabbed a gun, found someone, started shooting at him, and it feels like I was shooting at them forever. I didn't even break their armor. I don't know what gun I had. And then they turn around and start shooting at me, and instant death, man. Like, what the fuck? I had no idea what was happening. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I get it. And okay, I'll be honest. I say I'm not good at Call of Duty, but I'm pretty good at Call of Duty, so
yeah, don't be lying out here.
Yeah,
people are going to watch you soon enough if they haven't already. They're going to know.
I can't let them know. I'm terrible. I'm the worst COD player I know.
That's awesome. All right. So I'm curious to see what you think about this one.
Okay.
See how you feel about this. What are your thoughts on American Truck Simulator, a game like American Truck Simulator?
Okay. I've never played anything like it, but I have seen it played. Personally, I don't think I would enjoy playing it. I tend to get bored with games like that pretty quickly. I would have to be sitting there talking to people and like hanging out with people to be playing something like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't just start playing it on my own and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go deliver this today. I drive enough in real life. I don't feel like driving a semi in a video game personally. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with playing it, or if you enjoy playing it, it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah, games like that, like I can't personally do it. Like I think that's definitely a niche thing. As far as watching it, I'm cool with watching it because it's something different, as long as the person streaming it is interactive, like very interactive.
I agree.
Because there's only so much staring at the road ahead that I can take. So as long as the person streaming it is active and it's just basically like, hey, we're here to hang out and have a good time, let's chat, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Like, that's what I did with the NES games the other day. The last 2 Sundays I played NES games. Once was Legend of Zelda, the other time was Final Fantasy, and I kind of treated it like it was a just chatting stream. So I turn on the game and I only put the game on one quarter of the screen, and I put my camera on another quarter of the screen, because it's just like, I mean, there's not too much to see. It's not a whole lot of action going on, but let's use this as an opportunity to do just chatting. That's what I see it as. So Bearded Cracker said that's why I only play Rebirth. So I'll have to hop on and try this Rebirth thing, because I haven't done that yet. I've been watching everybody else play it.
Rebirth is a lot more fast paced. I think you would I think you'd like it a little bit more. It feels a little bit more like Apex. It's not so massive. You're not running across half the map before you run into someone. You're gonna see pretty much where everyone goes, and you're on a small island, so you're gonna run into people consistently.
Yeah. And back to the American Truck Simulator. I watched someone play like a train simulator, where they were a train conductor, and it was similar to the truck simulator, but they were the conductor, and they're just in the engine, and they're up in the front, and they're like, they got all these controls around them, and I'm watching, I'm like, what are we doing? Because, like, now this person, when I hopped in on them, they weren't really chatting all that much. They were only replying when someone typed in chat, and I'm like super confused. I was like, you just gotta talk a little bit more. You gotta keep people interested. Like, explain what you're doing. Why are you doing this? How do you do that? Kind of shit like that. You know what I mean? But if you could keep a conversation going, those games are great. Because I think it's kind of like the same as background noise, but more interesting. Because it's not something you see every day. And I like watching stuff that I don't see every day.
I agree with that for sure.
Because it's like, if I'm not gonna play it, if I've never played it, I see someone else doing it, it's like, oh hey, that's pretty neat. What is this? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Bearded Cracker wants to know thoughts on Rocket League. I have some thoughts. I like Rocket League. That stupid game is addicting. I just can't stream it. I can't stream Rocket League, because if I do, well, let me change it a little bit. I could stream it if I was running custom games with friends, because then y'all would understand that I am streaming. I am a streamer. I am going to pause and chat with people and shit like that. So, but if I'm playing public lobbies, that's a lot more difficult, because it's such a fast-paced game, and people get pissed off if you like stop your car. Like, if I'm always going to pay attention to chat first. Always. I'm always in chat. So if I'm paying attention to chat and that ball happens to bounce past my head, these random teammates are going to get pissed. And I swear to God, for not having mics, that's a toxic ass game. Those little quick chat commands, man. Like, that's a toxic game. It's ridiculous.
Okay, I've played Rocket League a little bit. I'm really, really bad at it. I don't dislike the game. I think it's a lot of fun, but I have definitely not put the time in to get good at it either.
Yeah. It is a fun game though, because you put two cool things together. You got soccer and you got racing. It's pretty neat. I dig it.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good concept.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and I think that's something that we should all get together and play on like a community day or something. We should make a community day for that game, because custom lobbies for that will be fun. You get like 6 to 8 people playing Rocket League. You could do a 4-on-4 chaos type match. Fucking crazy.
And then, real quick, since we are talking about community days, Player and I are actively working on getting a date set up for the custom Warzone tournament.
Custom Warzone. We have to make sure we get 50 people, right? We need 50 people to do a custom lobby for that.
I believe you need at least 22.
Oh, 22? That's it? Oh, that's even better. That's cool. I'll definitely play. I will definitely play.
I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Ali says, hey, you're going to play Power Wash Simulator with me.
You're right, Ali, I am. And the difference between like the truck simulator and that is I'll be playing with other people, and you can literally run around and power wash pretty much anything. It's a really quirky game. So I'll be playing with other people. I'm a social gamer, so I will enjoy myself because I'll be doing stupid stuff and making everyone laugh.
Yeah. And she says King has a hard time talking and playing Rocket League. Yeah, it's definitely something tough to do. That's because that game is just so fast paced. It's tough to
Yep.
keep up with chat. If you have a busy chat, it's tough to keep up with chat. And if you pay attention to chat, which is 100% what I would do, you neglect the gameplay. And y'all see me do that with Apex all the time anyway. Agreed. Rocket League is something that needs a lot of attention. Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
I'm average at best
100%.
at that game. Definitely average at best.
I'm far below average. Not gonna lie. I
Oh
agree,
yeah,
Lou.
I forgot to remove that fundraiser alert, Mama. I'll get to it later. I'm not concerned. If anybody does donate to my PayPal tonight, I will send that money over to our friend as well. We had done that last week, and we ended up getting $40 to send to her, which was pretty cool. Wait, what, Jack Ryan?
It hasn't. Oh, it must be the international shipping or something. I'm telling you, I promise I sent it.
Yeah.
He wanted a little taste of my beard.
That's definitely a Jack Ryan thing. I could see him wanting that. Fire Exit's excited for a Warzone tourney for sure. And
Yep.
just so everybody does know, the Blue Collar Media Group Warzone tournament that was going to take place this month is postponed to next month. So starting next month, there will be a Warzone tournament, teams of 4. Team KD cannot exceed 4.5. It's a $10 buy-in per player. There is a prize for the winner. If you win, you get 50% of the prize, and the other 50% goes into a prize fund for the grand prize. So each month, if you win, you don't have to play again until the grand prize championship down at the end of the year. And if you win that, you win this big pooled prize.
Allie King, find us a 4th.
Pretty cool. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think the congregation should definitely get a team into that Warzone tournament. So we have a few weeks to find 4 people that don't have greater than a 4.5 KD as a team. So it'll keep it, that 4.5 KD for the team will keep it fairly even for everybody.
Okay, I actually have a question for that, and I don't know if you know or not. Is it going off your actual Warzone KD, or is it going off like Rebirth KD?
Are they all different?
So it's different for a different game mode. So if you're playing like the actual big map, then that you have a KD for that. But then if you're playing like a Rebirth, then you have a KD for that.
Makes sense. I'm assuming it's going to be KD for Warzone because I think it's going to be whatever the current map is for Warzone. That's what it's going to be. It's a Warzone tournament, teams of 4.
Okay.
And I'll have to get it, the updated version again, and post it back into the Discord. But they do have rules and how it works out, and they'll update it the closer we get to. What is up, Nub Strong? Welcome into the stream.
Welcome, Nub.
I do believe that this Saturday I am going to have a special edition of Holy's Confessionals. I have a friend of mine from Sweden that is going to be on, Mr. Soul Taker, and he is best able to do it on a Saturday. So guys, if you want to be on the show and you can't do it on a Thursday night, don't worry, get at me anyway, and we will set up a weekend night just to get you in. King is down for a Rocket League night with a bunch of people. Heck yeah, dude. I'm excited about that. Mr. Apex, welcome in, my dude. I suck booty at Warzone. Me too. Me too. Just like I suck at Apex. Oh, goodness. If only my computer could stop crashing that game. I miss it. You miss what's that? Call of Duty? I didn't know you were a Call of Duty fan, Phoenix. That's amazing. I feel this. You know, I was just thinking earlier today, Bearded Cracker, who the fuck came up with having to work 5 days a week?
That's what I'm saying.
You work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week for a normal person, and a lot of blue collar guys have to work even longer hours than that. And and then you have 2 days off for the weekend. And not everybody gets 2 days off for the weekend. Some of y'all are working on a Saturday too. I mean, I'm working Saturdays, but every other. But like, what the hell, man? You only get one life. You only get one life. I'm tired of this 5 days a week bullshit.
I rotate. We have on call, so every other week I work 7 days. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's awful. I feel so bad for you now. That's terrible. Mr. Apex, wait, what about Rocket League? It's an addicting game. It's a fun game. It's a hard game to stream because it makes it difficult to talk to chat. And if you talk to chat, then you neglect the game. But King wants to get a community game night together, or King is down for a community game night together with Rocket League. So maybe we should all do that. Maybe we should all get together and play some Rocket League and just dick around. I'm totally for it. We could use Discord chat for that. I'm totally up for it. Phoenix, Call of Duty.
Ellie, by the way, that'd be awesome if you ask Ando. I'd be cool with that.
Beauty. So, guys, don't forget, if you don't know Goody Games99, make sure you check him out over on Twitch, first off. Second off, if you got questions for this guy, let us know. Let us know. He is a variety streamer. He plays all kinds of games. He's basically, for those of you who are just getting here a little late, he's the kind of guy who wants to play games with the community. So whatever you guys are playing, that's what he's streaming. You want to run some Call of Duty with him, he's down. You want to run some Apex, he's down. Rocket League, forget about it. He's got it. So just make sure you hit him up, check him out. And he does a podcast every Sunday night, Goody?
Yes, sir.
Every Sunday night at
6 o'clock Eastern time.
With J Mills. It's about technology and sports. Make sure you catch that shit as well. And one more plug for Goody, because I told him we're going to do this a bunch of times before the end of the stream. Go ahead, Goody.
All right.
Tell us about Saturday.
This Saturday, 2 p.m., my wife and I are having a gender reveal. 2 p.m. Eastern time. We hope that everyone can make it out, and if you can't, that's all right. It is going to be live, so you'll be able to watch it back if you missed it. Boy over here.
Play-by-play from J Mills, man.
Play-by-play from J Mills.
You're gonna tell himself. You're gonna tell people how you're doing it?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay. So for your varsity golfer, I'm hitting a golf ball that explodes into the color.
Fucking cool. I like it. And then the second one. Did you just explain the second one and I
did not.
Out? Okay.
Good call. And then later that night, since Mills is coming down, he's staying at my house. So instead of having our podcast on Sunday, we're going to do it Saturday night. It is going to be a little bit later, I will say that. I don't think I mentioned that the first time. We're going to be watching the UFC pay-per-view card that night, and that's going to start around 10 o'clock. So we're probably going to start right before that, so probably around 9:30, 9:45. And as we watch the fights, Mills is going to actively ask me questions about the fights, and I'm going to explain it to him. And then we're going to talk about things like normal. It's going to be like a normal podcast, but we're also going to be talking about fights that are happening live in front of us.
That's pretty dope.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited.
I like the live aspect of it. So he can ask you questions in real time, like, oh, what's that move called?
I'll be able to tell him for the most part.
Oh my God. I just glanced over at myself over here, and I feel like I look like a floating head. So much black, and with my arms down, I'm like a floating head. Where'd my body go? Sorry, I'm just a giant kid at heart, and you know who else is a giant kid at heart? This guy right here, Mr. Apex. 1v1 me, bro. Anytime, I got you. Actually,
1v1ing in though.
Rocket League. Now, I can 1v1 in Rocket League just because it's funny. Like if I'm playing with a friend, absolutely I'll do it. I'll get smoked probably.
I'm going for that car.
Yeah. I'll just demo you the whole match. We're fine. I got you. Baby Jelly, thank you so much for the bits. And Amaze Boob, thank you for the bits earlier. I really appreciate it. I apologize for not having my alerts on.
You guys are awesome.
But I don't have OBS running right now. We are streaming straight from StreamYard.com. Such an amazing site. If you do just chatting streams, or you like to do podcasts or talk shows as a part of your stream, you should definitely check out StreamYard.com. This thing is dope. You will like it. It's a very nice platform. Stream straight from the site. You don't need OBS or any shit like that. Love it. So he said Rocket League has a game chat and it's good, but Discord works. Does it really have a game chat? I've never seen game chat on there. I always thought they only had the quick chat commands, or you had to be in a party chat.
I think they have like a party chat, but you have to be, if you play crossplay, I don't think it works. I think you have to be on the same console.
That would make sense. Holy shit, Mr. Apex. I have over 2,000 hours in Rocket League. Might have a bit of a problem, I think.
Okay,
That's an addictive game, man. It really is.
I don't know about that 1v1 anymore.
I'll still do it. 100%. Let's go. But Mr. Apex, if you want someone else who's like diehard about the game, as Guardian King, he loves that game. He plays it all the time. But I'm down to play sometime. Oh, and yeah, Mr. Apex, I got Splitgate too. I downloaded Splitgate and I played with Fire Exit Gaming on stream the other day. It was pretty cool. Captain Stick Figure, welcome into the stream. Thank you for joining us. This is another guy I gotta get in on the weekend. One of these weekends we will have Captain Stick Figure on. He's a West Coast guy, so he has a hard time getting into our streams before he gets home for the night. By the time I'm getting to bed, he's finally getting to the stream stuff. Time zones, man. Time zones.
I know a guy like that.
Always a pain in the ass. I go to sleep early because I'm old. So anybody who streams late, I'm sorry. I try to get to your streams, but I might only stay in for like 10 to 20 minutes and then pass the out, man. It's just how we roll. That's just how we roll.
Yep, I stay up way too late all the time. I'm not gonna lie. And then I regret it the next day, but then I do it again, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to stay up later, especially on the weekends, because I know we've got quite a few people in the community now that stream later, and I need to make it a point to get to everybody. I really do. Aren't you glad I pointed it out, Jelly? The more I look at the holy man, the more he looks like a floating head. I questioned the black shirt before I put it on, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm wearing black anyway. I questioned it.
I think you look wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is such a beautiful face, isn't it? Gotta
Sexy.
love it. Staying up late hurts, Phoenix says. All right, here we go. We got something strictly for you, sir. What are some tips you might give to fellow streamers that you wish you knew when you started streaming? That's always a good one to ask people. Good question, a werewolf.
Okay. I think my biggest advice is to, especially if you're pushing for affiliate, kind of keep an eye on how your viewers are working. If you're hitting 2 hours and you're keeping a steady 3 or 4 viewers, then I would cut it off not much longer after 2 hours, especially like if you start losing people after that, because that'll definitely help your average stay up rather than, streaming for 5 or 6 hours and then all of a sudden you ended up only getting like one average viewer because you streamed for so long and those people ended up clicking off and going somewhere else or getting busy and having to do other things. So definitely keep an eye on your viewers and kind of find that happy medium time length for your streams.
See, I like that advice. You'll hear a lot of people debate this topic about keeping your viewer count on. And to me, there are pros to both sides of the argument. But a lot of people, when they say, oh, you should turn the viewer count off, those people are basically saying, you don't want to act differently if there are less people in your stream than you do when there are more people in your stream. So by keeping that view count off, it allows you to be the same, consistent through the whole stream, no matter who's there or how many are there. So for me, I feel the same way you do. I like keeping the view count on. But I'm the type of person who I will not change how I'm acting based on how many people are in my stream. I won't change it no matter what. But exactly like you said, and I'm pretty sure I've said it a few times recently too. This is big. Keeping an eye on view count, especially when you're pushing for affiliate, is definitely a good thing. I've talked about this with Fire Eggs a few times. When you're watching, like you said, find that medium. You gotta find that plateau before it starts going down the other side, because everybody hits that point. It's very hard to keep people in a stream the entire time you're streaming. Yes, we have a great community and people will lurk for your whole stream, but they're not going to be active for the whole stream. But there aren't a whole lot of people out there like that. So when you see that peak and then it starts to dip off, pay attention to it. If it continues to drop, that's where you need to be. For me, it's been 2 hours. Consistently, it's been 2 hours. If I get up to 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2.5 hours, you really see the numbers start to drop for me. But again, it doesn't change how I'm acting. It will let me know, though, cut the stream, break off, raid out to somebody, because for me, I really like to raid out while I have a good amount of viewers in there, because I want to bring the next person as many viewers as I possibly can. But yeah, it's super important when you're pushing for affiliate, 110%. It's super important to keep tabs. You don't want it to dip down too low. If it does, cut that stream and share the love with someone else, because that's another big part of it too when you're starting out. Spread the love around. Let other people know that you are about community. It's not just about you. This is like a big collective thing here. Like, we're all trying to help each other grow. So I like that advice. I'm definitely with you on that.
Yep,
110%.
You covered on it, but what I was going to say is you shouldn't have to act different when you have less viewers. Just be yourself.
Yes. Yep. Because there are people, you'll hop in their stream. You might be one of 2 viewers in there, and they seem, I don't know if it's that they're upset or depressed or just bummed out, and they're not really active. But then some people start rolling in, and they start to really get a little bit more chipper. You can see the change in their attitude. So someone like that, I would definitely suggest turn your viewer count off.
Yeah.
But if you're just being you, it's a nice tool to have. If you're concerned about your average views, it's definitely a good tool to have, especially if you're pushing for affiliate, pushing for partners someday. Keep tabs. Always a good thing. Another good one from a Werewolf Gaming. Guys, make sure you check out a Werewolf Gaming on Twitch as well, just as it sounds. AWARE for my audio listeners. A Werewolf Gaming. Good dude. Great narrator. He is a writer. You will enjoy his streams. Are there times when you feel discouraged or down before you stream? And if so, how do you combat that feeling?
Okay. Honestly, I won't stream if I'm feeling down. I don't want to bring that negative energy into the community. I feel like that's not right on my part. So if I'm having a bad day or something like that, I'll reschedule and stream a different day.
Definitely a good idea.
I'm not the type of person that likes to bring other people down, and I don't feel like streaming when you're having a bad day is something I personally want to do, because I want to be happy and I want to make people laugh and enjoy the stream. I don't want to be sitting there pissed off the whole time or like faking a smile the whole time. I want to be a genuine person, and that's what I try to do when I stream. So
yeah, give them the best version of you that you can.
Exactly. So when I feel discouraged or down before I stream, I usually will just reschedule that stream, to be completely honest with you, Aware. Or I will, sit down, take a little bit, maybe listen to some music, chat with the boys, and get out of that slump before I start streaming. I'm not gonna start a stream if I'm down, and if I have to, I will reschedule.
Yeah, it's always a good idea, and like you said, you definitely want to give your best to everybody. You don't want to give like half-assed kind of effort and bring other people down with you.
Right.
So that's a good idea. For me, like, it's easy to get discouraged when you're trying to set your sights high. So, I'm on this crazy roller coaster. Like, I have good days and I have bad days. I have days where I think, man, I'm really going to put so much into this. I'm doing great. I'm going to grow. This is going to work. And there's other days when I'm like, it's not going so well. What am I doing wrong? I'm an overthinker. I get in my own head. So there are days when I'll sit down at my desk here and I'll turn on the computer and get everything all fired up. And I'm looking around. I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I hope I do well today. What can I fix? And I really, honestly, I do have those days when I get real fucking bummed out. But I try to snap myself out of it and just get myself to turn it on anyway, because I remind myself what I'm doing is something I enjoy. I love doing this. I love gaming. I love coming on here and chatting with everybody. I love trying to help people as best as I possibly can with whatever limited resources I might have. And once I get past that and get myself to turn on the stream, it all comes down to when people start rolling in. And generally it doesn't take too long. People start coming in saying, "What's up? How's it going?" And immediately all those feelings, all the bad feelings, just get washed away. Because at that point, then I remember why I'm really doing it. It's not just so I can grow or anything. It's so I can come on here and hang out with the people that I've made friendships with. So you got to get to the point where it's like, it is what it is. Yes, I want to grow. Yes, I want to do good things here. But as long as I can come on here and have a good time and enjoy everybody's company, that's all it's about. As long as you get past that, you're good to go. Exactly, Bearded Cracker. He said, sometimes streaming helps me get out of the slumps. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For sure. All right, here we go. Here you go. From Captain Stick Figure for you, Goody. What are your long-term goals, streaming or otherwise? You can even give us life goals if you want, man.
Okay, I'll give you one for streaming and one for life.
There you go.
So my long-term goal for life is to continue the career that I'm in, and working my way up through the company that I'm in. I work for a really, really amazing company. They, it's a big corporation, but it's a big corporation that really cares, and they show you they care in many ways. So I'm very grateful that I was able to find this job and start working up in the company. I'm a maintenance manager right now, and my next move up will be a community manager. I'm really looking forward to moving into that role, and I'm hoping to by this time next year that I will be in that role. So that's my goal for this company right now, and for my life. I want to definitely keep working at my career and pushing that as far as I can. And then for streaming, I think my main goal for streaming is to continue growing Specs in Sports. Specs in Sports. I definitely want to continue growing our podcast. I really, really enjoy the podcast. I have tons of fun chatting with Mills every Sunday. He's a great guy. We get along really well. We both can talk your ears off. So that's my main goal for streaming, to be honest. I just really, really want to focus on growing the podcast.
Very cool. See, I dig that because I can relate to that. Like, I love streaming. I love gaming, but there's just something about the podcast or the talk shows that I really enjoy. I love sitting down and just chatting with people. I love doing this. So I totally get that. That's cool. Baby Jelly says, I have an example of that, referring back to having the negative thoughts before stream. Okay. She said, my boyfriend wanted to stream, but he was having bad thoughts and feeling negative about it. I told him not to stream unless he was in good vibes, but he streamed anyway and regretted it. Yeah, and that all comes down to how different everybody is. You know what I mean? Like, for him, he's the type where it just kept going. You started with negative vibes and it just kept snowballing, I guess you could say. And then you have other people who, if you're in a negative mood and you go and you hit that go live button, and people and enjoy their company start coming in, it just makes it all go away and you feel 10 times better. So I guess it comes down to yourself best.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know yourself best. So if you know that being in that negative mood is going to affect your stream, and if it's a little more difficult for you to come out of that funk, definitely do what Goody suggested and postpone it. Definitely do that. But if you're the type who is easy to lift up, go ahead and hit that go live button. These people that come in, our friends, man, it's just, and especially this community, y'all are really fucking good at lifting people up. You really are. You're really good at putting a smile on people's faces. All of you. I fucking love it.
Yep, I genuinely enjoy this community. You guys are all amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
what's up?
Popped up and asked if I had a question on the screen.
Oh. Let's see what Jack says. It's easier to bring people to your level than to bring yourself to someone's level. Makes sense?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, one thing I thought about in regards to your podcast and just podcasts in general, it's a note that I had read online somewhere the other day about growing your podcast and finding your niche and all that. And it said when it comes to sports, instead of doing like a broad reach of sports when you're just starting out, when you're just starting to grow, it suggested starting with like a smaller area of sports. Like instead of encompassing all kinds of different things, like say you're really into MMA, focus solely on MMA. Or like if someone that's doing a podcast is strictly an NBA fan, instead of covering the whole entire NBA, cover like your locale, your region, and start picking up followers and listeners and viewers from your local area. So like if you're a Michigan guy, so start with like, I don't know, Detroit's in Michigan, right? Do I have my geography right? Detroit, Michigan.
Unfortunately, yes.
But yeah, so like start with Detroit sports or something. Is that something you would ever consider, is like downsizing from your broad spectrum of sports to focusing on one area?
To an extent, I somewhat do that, but I'm not very consistent with it. So, I'll pretty much choose a sport to like be my main topic for the week, and then I will stick to that for the most part. A lot of times, like if there was a big fight night, it'll be MMA because that's my favorite sport personally. I'm a MMA fanatic. I can tell you almost every fighter in the UFC that's ranked anyways. So I do that to an extent, but I would take that advice and kind of narrow it down a little bit more. Also, I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention it to you too, because when I read this advice, it kind of made sense to me. And when it comes to growth anyway, like when you're first trying to put it out there, because how many sports shows are there out there where people are trying to cover everything, like their Sports Center?
Right.
But then how hard is it to get an audience when you're trying to cover everything? Because I mean, you're a full-time worker. You work all the time. So it's kind of hard to keep up with all kinds of shit. So if it was narrowed down, you'd have more time to focus in and then try to draw a specific crowd instead of one broad crowd. I think it's a lot easier that way.
Going off of that, I think what I'm going to task myself is MMA. I'm gonna stay with the UFC because there's other promotions, but I don't keep up with them as much. The UFC, I'm very up to date with pretty much everything going on in that.
Yeah, you can definitely break that shit down like it's a science.
And then for like NFL, I might pick a few teams and then just focus on those teams.
That's a good idea. I would definitely say rock with that and see how it goes promoting that and trying to draw a crowd for that initially. And I think once you start to develop and grow an audience, then start expanding a little bit. But I think when you're able to like really break down a certain section of the sport. Like for MMA, it's the UFC. You're so up to date on it. You can break down everything. With sports, if you're focusing on just a couple of teams, you'll have more information that you can give to the listeners about those specific teams than if you were trying to cover the entire league. I definitely think it's a good idea, good move. I love finding little tips like that here and there on the internet. I'm always trying to look for ways to improve my own. Like I had originally, when I first wanted to do a podcast, that was the original idea, was to do a sports one. But then I kind of started slacking off as a sports fan, and it ended up becoming a bullshit session.
Nothing wrong with that. And I really appreciate that tip, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, sometimes I feel awkward giving unsolicited advice, but I did just want to share with you what I had read because I thought it was interesting, and I definitely thought it made sense.
Yeah, I agree. It does, for sure.
Jack Ryan says, what are your tips on starting a podcast, whether it be what to cover and what your focus should be? I guess we kind of just touched on that just a little bit.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah, for sure. Honestly, I guess kind of find out what you enjoy talking about, because obviously in a podcast you're going to do a lot of talking. And if you're going to do it solo, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are going to do it solo, my advice is to make sure you have plenty of things to cover.
Yeah, plan it out for sure.
You want to try to keep yourself as organized as possible with the podcast. And I'm not saying that you have to I'm going to talk about this for this long. Just have your things planned out so you know what you're going to talk about. If you go on a rant about something for longer too, it's always okay. Remember, it's okay to push something to the next episode. Mm-hmm. It's not going to hurt it at all.
For sure. Yeah, and having a game plan, mapping things out, having talking points or bullet points, whatever you want to call them, always a good thing. If I know there are some people out here that do this too, but scripting it, like literally writing out everything you want to say and kind of just reading from a script, I don't think it sounds as good if you go solo like that. Like a natural flow is so much better, for sure. And it is definitely okay to go off on a tangent. I do it all the time. But you know what that means? It just means you got a longer episode, or you break it up and have 2 episodes. But tangents are good for podcasts, because what are podcasts? People talking. So the more you talk, the better. Nothing wrong with that. But like Goody said, definitely make it something you're interested in. Don't try to do a podcast about something just because it's a popular topic at the time, or it's something that people are talking about. Do it because it's something you enjoy. Do it because it's something you love. It makes it a lot easier to talk about stuff that way. Like with gaming, if you're into gaming, you want to talk gaming news, talk gaming news. Talk different video games. Bring in streamers, talk to them, their experiences with different games, anything like that. Like you said right there, Jack Ryan, find your niche for sure. It makes it a lot easier. And if anybody wants any tips on like how I do the podcast thing, feel free to reach out. Send me a message in Discord. I could let you know what programs I use to record the audio, to edit the audio, to make the video, to post up and get everything published to different platforms. I could let you know all of that. And here's a hint, here's a secret, not a hint, here's a secret. It's a lot easier than you might think. So if it's something you're considering and you really want to do it, don't shy away from it. When I started with my buddy Justin, Clutch Killer 16, it started because we had talked about it. And one day we were in this room and we're like, let's fucking do it. We didn't have any of the equipment, none of it, right? We had gaming headsets. I had a shitty laptop that couldn't do anything. Our first few episodes, we recorded on the laptop's voice recorder with headsets. That's it. And then we found out that those headsets didn't actually work with the microphone because we had an auxiliary splitter. So when we hooked that auxiliary splitter to it to plug both headsets in, it made the mics useless. So we were recording with the laptop's microphone onto voice recorder and then throwing it up onto the website. And that was it. So like my first handful of episodes of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts, audio quality is trash. but we wanted to get it started and we had the content. So if it's something you're interested in, go for it. Super easy. And I'm always here if you need any advice or help. And it's a lot of fun.
I enjoy it thoroughly. I have so much fun doing the podcast.
Yeah, it's a great time. I do love it. All right, so we're gonna do a last call for any more questions for Goody or for myself. We're gonna do a last call real quick, and we're gonna start thinking about sending a raid out. I think show some support somewhere else in the community. So make sure you get those last minute questions in, guys. Goody, is there anybody that is online right now that you would enjoy sending a raid to? We'll leave it in your hands since you are the guest of the week.
Give me a second.
I started on PS4, but not too much. But now that I have a PC, it's every day. What was that in reference to, Bearded Cracker? For anybody listening on the audio version on Spotify, make sure you head on over to twitch.tv and check out Bearded Cracker.
I'm putting it right in here for you.
Perfect. Mr. Apex says, what is it that makes you want to support other streamers? I've noticed a lot of people nowadays, whereas when I began, no one wanted to help anybody.
Personally, I'm just a supportive person. I love to help people. I enjoy people. If it wasn't for other people, I probably wouldn't be gaming as often as I do. I just like hanging out with people and meeting new people. Just people in general. I feel like I said people like 50 times, but yeah.
That's all right. I've done that several times on podcasts and shit. It's just, it is what it is. You get excited about something, you repeat it.
Yeah.
So for me, truthfully, I just enjoy helping people in general. Now, I've always wanted a job where I could help people. Like, I wanted a profession where I could help people. Unfortunately, I don't have that. So this is the next best thing. I love streaming. I've been doing it for 2.5 years. I know the struggles. I know the roller coaster ride that it can be. It's up and down and up and down. Like, truthfully, the congregation, I've built this community up now 3 times, and 2 times already it's kind of tanked. It's mostly my fault because I kind of fell off of streaming a bit 2 different times. Had to take a step back, but it's tough. And the way I look at it, a lot of times viewership is cyclical. Like, you'll see someone come into your stream steady for a month, and then you won't see them for a while, but you'll get new people in. So it can be really hard. So when I think about my experiences with streaming, I want to be able to help out people who are just getting started with that knowledge that I have. If I can keep people from going through the struggles that I've gone through, I'm all about it, man. If I can help people in that manner, I'm all about it. Just show them the right way to do things. It's just, it feels good. And I want to help people succeed. And I keep thinking that, you know, I said this quote to someone earlier today. I said it to Red Phoenix earlier today. My entire life, I've kind of wanted a lead role. Like, I wanted to be in the lead for something. But it turns out I might be better in a support role. Like, I really just enjoy helping people. Like, yeah, I want to grow myself, but I feel better when I help other people. It's just, it's more fulfilling to me. Well, it's kind of a long-winded answer, and I kind of did that in a roundabout fashion, but apparently that's how I do things. That's just how it is.
I agree with you, though. I enjoy helping people.
So let's take that knowledge that you got from Jay Mills, doing your podcast with him every week, and let's try to help out Baby Jelly 95. audio
All right.
listeners, Baby Jelly 95 on twitch.tv. Make sure you go check her out. Lovely new streamer, great part of the community. She is everywhere.
Okay, well, I will start off with saying if you are not looking to spend more than, I'd say, right around $1,000, to just go with the upgraded console. The upgraded consoles they're making right now are crazy. They're you're gonna get more out of one of those consoles than a cheaper PC. To be honest with you, but if you are looking to spend over $1,000, like if you're say your budget's like 1,000 to 1,500, I personally will recommend getting a PC, and you can definitely, when it does come time to do that, hit me up, hit Mills up, or just ask in the discords, and we will definitely give you some ideas of what you could get and build in your PC if you want to do that, or if you are looking for something a little easier and just want to get it pre-built, then we could do that as well. But I would personally, an affordable gaming PC, I would not go under $1,000.
That's good. Like when I came on to your show with you and Jay Mills, I came in with the idea that I wanted a gaming PC, but when I told him what I wanted out of it, he kind of talked me into getting a PS5.
Yep, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. Those things are beasts.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, if anybody has another question, please let it be heard now, because we are getting ready to send out a beautiful raid to someone of Goody's choosing. So last chance to get them in. We're gonna head out in just a minute. Goody, dude, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. I really
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you for having me on.
Absolutely. I've got a lot of other things in the works too. So aside from just this show, we're going to do a lot more.
Okay.
I have something planned as like a community stream that's in the works, and I need to chat with a couple people about it and see what I want to do with it. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be using this platform, and it's going to be a good time. So you'll definitely want to join us for that one too. It's going to be another kind of just chatting style, but it won't be a talk show podcast thing. It'll be good though. So make sure you stay posted on that.
I definitely will.
But all right, guys, it's about that time. We're going to go visit someone named Pop Spartan X23 playing a little bit of Elden Ring. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Anybody who has subscribed or dropped some bits or any type of donations, anyone who hosted the channel, thank you. If you are not able to help monetarily, which is never necessary, hosting the channel is a huge help. I really appreciate that. It gets the channel seen a lot more than you realize. So if you head over to someone else's stream, you're hanging out there, make sure you drop them a host as well. And Saturday, Goody Games live at 2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern.
For the gender reveal, I am Team Boy. He is Team Boy. Let's see what this dude is having. It's going to be a great time. So check him out at Goody_Games99 on Twitch, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, enjoy the rest of your night and show a little bit of love to Goody's friend, Pop Spartan.
Thank you guys for stopping out and saying hi to me.
Be good, everybody. You know, I should really learn to bring up the channel before I raid out. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I forgot to bring him up. But okay, I'm going to have to edit the end of this for my audio version to make sure that I cut that part off.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks so much.